Ensign Daniels, what's our status?
Captain, we've arrived at the Vassal system, but our sensors are detecting a large fleet at a nearby moon.
Okay, well, raise the shields.
Sir, we don't have shields.
Oh, well, we'll have to fix that later. Okay, whatever. Put us in orbit and prepare my private shuttle for departure.
But, Captain...
No buts, Ensign. My vacation starts in 20 minutes. Put us in orbit. That is the last command.
Captain, don't you mean your last command?
Your last command? You're not the captain.
No, Captain. I mean, grammatically speaking, you would be issuing your last command.
Right, yes, the last command.
Your last command. Your.
Article the, adjective last, noun command. Bye! Hey there everyone, I am Jeff, your tabletop technician here on the Starship Dice Tower. Here today to tell you about a new game hot off the presses. This is The Last Command by Ty McDonald, a two-player head-to-head card game where players will face off in an epic battle between two capital ships in the void of deep space. Players will engage in this battle with a core mechanic of deck building, right away likely causing many of you watching this video to say, oh, okay, so it's basically Star Realms. And thus needing me to spend the rest of this video explaining that, no, it's not Star Realms. First off, players control a single ship in The Last Command, activating various cards across three systems of their ship: engineering, tactical, and communications. Of course, you can't have a functional capital ship without a capable crew, so to keep those systems functional, players will assign up to 3 crew members to each of these systems. Those crew will often provide power to the system in question, allowing for system cards to be played, consuming that power. Both system and crew cards have when-played effects, some of which follow standard deck-building tropes, such as damaging your opponent, healing yourself, drawing extra cards, gaining money, getting cards for free, or retrieving cards from your discard pile. Some also allow you to reorganize your existing crew cards, and some allow you to slip these malfunction cards to your opponent. When you reveal one of these from your own deck, they will typically damage your ship and return to your discard pile, but will then allow you to draw another card. So of course, you'll also have cards that grant the ability to remove these from your discard pile back to the general supply. Now, you've seen what system and crew cards can do on their own, but I haven't yet revealed what they get to do in tandem. At the bottom of most system cards are symbols indicating bonus abilities that trigger at the end of your turn if the appropriate crew member types are present in that system. So for instance, this teleporter card will let you draw an extra card into your hand and deal 1 damage to your opponent, but won't provide the 3 credits without a communications expert assigned to the system. So by now you can probably form this idea that the Last Command game provides ample opportunities for juicy combos and powerful abilities across these 3 systems and potentially 9 different crew cards. But you might be thinking these combos would be tough to pull off with such a wide variety of cards. And you'd be right, if there weren't one more thing I've kept cloaked from you so far. The fact that players each build 2 different decks throughout this game, one for systems and one for crew. Each deck has its own discard pile, and when you would draw cards from an empty deck, all the cards of that type from your ship are added to the discard pile before shuffling those cards into a new draw deck. When it comes to buying cards, the market will always contain 2 cards of each system and 1 card of each system expert crew member, giving you ample shopping opportunities. So, in fact, it's quite easy to get the cards you want into your deck and to get those same cards installed on your ship, and as a result, you can pull off some absolutely epic turns. For example, you launch a Hydra missile that doesn't deal immediate damage, but adds 2 malfunction cards to your opponent's discard piles of your choice. You then play the Origin Array, which immediately copies any card in the market. You choose the Railgun in the Tactical Market display, which deals damage to your opponent for each malfunction card in their discard piles. Pretty wicked. But then you deploy your Shuttle Bay, allowing you to immediately claim a market card into your hand. You take that freshly fired railgun, playing it immediately, dealing a double whammy to your opponent for those same 2 malfunction cards, which themselves are a gift that will keep on giving. These combos have been the reason that have kept me coming back for play after play of The Last Command, even though I'm not always a fan of these head-to-head combat games. A lot of turns in deck-building games feel like a whoosh of flame at a hibachi grill. You typically get 5 cards with which to do as much as you possibly can, but it often boils down to the luck of that draw as to what, if anything, exciting you can pull off with that hand. Newer games like John Declares Mistborn have added cards that persist from one turn to the next, adding the potential to combo abilities or gain extra resources. But the way in which your entire ship persists from turn to turn means that each game of The Last Command plays out more like a story, powering up these systems, moving about your crew members, layering new abilities into your existing engine. And that means that each turn is far from being a flash in a pan, it's almost like an episode in an ongoing space-themed action-adventure series. But that's not to say that your ship doesn't have a few kinks in its armor. The art direction is certainly fine, but could feel a bit too cartoonish for some players. A lot of cards are duplicated in the game, which can make a player quite strong if they manage to grab both. And on that note, some of these cards do seem a bit powerful, like a $4 3-power card that gives its owner 2 new cards from the market absolutely free. In fact, I found myself reflecting on this card as I wrote this review, as I can't think of a single time I've seen the owner of this card lose the game. I also do think that the Malfunction cards are maybe a bit heavy-handed, as they seem easier to have added to your deck than to remove from them, and they can really snowball out of control even if you're actively trying to clear them out. Lastly, I do wish that Ty had opted for just a few more of the modern ideas we've seen across deck-building games, like the ability to hold on to a few cards between turns. I do like that you can discard an unwanted or unusable card to gain $2 during your turn, but the combos generated in this game are so much fun that I'd welcome more opportunities to set up just the right play. But overall, I enjoy the strategies and the sweet, salty combo snack that comes from each play of The Last Supper. Command. Last Command. Comma the. And that's why I'm unsleeving an 8.5 and the Dice Tower Seal of Excellence. Listen, I have had a lot of fun with this game. I've had some epic victories, I've had some close calls, and I've had some vicious defeats. But it's got a great look, a small footprint, and layers of strategy, which honestly keeps making me want to play it again, which means perhaps The Last Command isn't really The Last Command at all. Cheers. What's this? That's perfect. Buy now. Oh, dang it.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. And you can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.